Oh, this is hardware, man. NABF. Got the Latin American camera. Showing it for the camera.
They got some trainers say, and some fighters say, well, I don't watch videos of the guy fighting. I let the coach watch it. This, hey, man.
Guys, one thing we know for sure about Wilder, he hit you clean. Right. And
this woman whooped the whole world twice. The whole world.
we big time now. Look at that intro.
Man, we got the intro to the show.
Good morning, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Houston. It's another episode of Soapboxing Podcast. It's your boy Manny Fresh, along with what we got today, Big Chief Paleface, aka Coach Collinsworth, and then we got our guest this morning, Marquis Marvelous Taylor. Before we jump into the interview, man, we got a couple updates. We had a couple fights last night, huh? Now, what did it look like? It was in Mexico or somewhere on the beach?
Yeah, it looked like he was in Mexico on the beach. They were sweeping out the ring after everybody's fights, man.
Shit, I was jealous, but our very own Juan Torres pulled out a victory last night, and congratulations to him, Oscar, great job. And then also Danielle Perkins, huh?
Yeah, man, she got that debut out the way, man.
Now, where did she fight? Was it Detroit that she fought? Was it in Michigan?
Yeah, I think so.
It might have been in Michigan. Well, big congratulations to Danielle Perkins last night on your debut pro win. We were rooting for you. Great job. Bravo. And then what else we got going on in the boxing world? The Zone and Golden Boy postponed their card, huh?
Yeah, 28th show, yeah.
Yeah, that was supposed to be next week. Apparently, there was a coronavirus test that came out positive. So it is what it is. These fighters know it's the boxing world, shit like this.
That was Marlene's comeback fight too, man.
Yeah.
Hate to see that happen.
She's a friend of the show, and so unfortunately, she won't be on the card. I mean, she won't be fighting the 28th. Hopefully, they reschedule soon. We'll get the updates, and we'll let y'all know. But let's get to the main event. Marquis, Houston's very own, huh? You out from A-Leaf, ain't you? Oh no, where you from?
I'm from Houston. Yeah,
You from Houston? What part of Houston you from?
Third Ward.
You're not from A-Leaf. My bad. I don't know why you thought that. You're from Third Ward?
Yeah.
My man. Well, coach.
Marquis, you I had a little sabbatical for a while, man, but I know you competed here as an amateur, man. Cause I see you on some of the old flyers and shit. I just didn't know you personally, man. When did you start boxing, bro?
When I was 7.
Yeah, for the long haul. What gym you went to?
Shoot, my very first gym was at PABA in Third Ward, and then right after that, I went to Savannah Boxing Gym. R.I.P. Mr. Savannah. I went to Savannah Boxing Club, and that's when I started kicking off like my amateur career. When I really started fighting. I had one fight when I was at PABA, and when I went to Savannah, we started fighting every weekend.
Savannah, man, again, rest in peace, Mr. Savannah, it has such a tie to Houston, man, and it's almost impossible I'm damn near impossible to talk about boxing with, especially the amateur level, without talking about Savannah Boxing Gym. I mean, everyone, there's some kind of degree to it. How was it when you walked into that gym and from the gym that you started off and then walking into that gym, you had your first fight, you came over to Savannah. Was Coach Willie your coach, or how'd that work out?
Well, like Willie was just like
everywhere.
He wasn't necessarily like he was a coach, but he was just like the overseer of everything. Like Savannah was just so structured. Like man, so the section in the gym for like beginners, he had about 4 or 5 coaches in there, you know. So he had like hundreds of kids, but he broke everything into sections. You know what I'm saying? He had least experienced kids and then he had experienced kids. You know, he had open kids. He had kids that was just only fighting in tournaments. Like it was really structured. So it's like you want to fight your way out the beginning group so you can be with you fight your way up in the gym, and then then you want to be a national champion. You want to have your name on the van, and yeah. So
he started at Reverend Ray Martin's gym way back in Houston too, bro. You started in a gym that been in the city forever.
Mm-hmm.
You just didn't. You only did one amateur fight.
I went there. So I started boxing when I was 7. You couldn't compete till you was 8. So I was training there for like 6-7 months before I turned 8. Then I got my first fight, and we stayed there a couple of months after that. And then we got invited to Savannah gym because my older brother boxed too for some sparring. And we started going over there, and it was just, more work for us over there, closer to the house. It just made sense. So we made, we made up our mind to just start going to Savannah. And, they were traveling more. Like Savannah, we'd go to Corpus Christi. We'd go to San Antonio, like on a weekend just to fight, So we started really getting into boxing by, traveling and just going to fight.
Now, who was the head amateur trainer over you at that time, or who was over you?
It'd always be Miss Savannah. She was probably like, especially for my age group, she was training all the kids. You know what I'm saying? So like all the 8-9-year-olds, like that's where our coach was, Miss Savannah.
Okay, I remember when I first got here, they had a fellow named Cedric, who had a bunch of the amateurs.
I was about to say Big Sad. He would be like, next Big Sad. And then my dad was always there too, training me. So between those 3, Big Sad, Miss Savannah, and my dad.
Now your dad had some background in boxing as well, right?
Just amateur background.
I mean, sometimes that's more than enough, because he understands what it's like to be in the ring and getting hit and getting punched, and so versus a parent that freaks out when they're 7-year-olds in the ring or 8-year-olds in the ring getting punched in the head or something. So it's good to have a parent that at least has been in the ring, to understand what it's all about, what the training takes, what it's like to be in the ring getting punched, and to give you that support, because I see sometimes a lot of parents will get, are there watching their daughter or their son sparring for the first time or at a young age, and they're all freaking out saying, I don't want my kid to get hit in the head or whatnot. But so your dad's always been a big part of it, huh?
Yeah.
How many amateur fights did you have total, roughly?
Like 150, 253, something like that.
Did you what's the highest level? Did you beat nationals or what all you did, bro?
Nah. So I won a national like silver gloves when I was young. Every time like I compete in the golden gloves, I competed against Travell, R.I.P. rest in peace, Travell Mason. I competed against him in the finals at the state, came up short, and I competed against George Rincon too. He was like 5-time state champion in the state. Competed against him, came up short. So I never really went far in the men's division. And then I took some time off. And then when I came back, after I had fought the last year in the state Golden Gloves, and then I fought again here against Travell. And after that fight, me and my dad, we was just like, we don't want to be amateur no more. So we kind of just like said, forget all of it. We turned pro early. And I was like 18.
Damn, man, amateurs. You how old are you now?
26.
So you've been. When did you turn pro? What year?
2015. No, 2014
14 or 15.
2014, I think, at the end of 2014.
Who did you end up turning pro with? I mean, trainer.
My trainer, my pops was my trainer when I first turned pro.
Oh, okay. In house.
And Berto Blanco.
Okay. Last I seen you was with Coop from OA Athletic.
Mm-hmm.
The last show we competed,
Mm-hmm.
we were both on the same show over there. What's the goddamn?
At the theater, Lions Only promotion card.
Yeah. Is that where you're at still, or what you doing?
Yeah, that's the one I'm at.
Plus, I be seeing you over there at OA Athletic, training people, huh?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I do a lot. I train people. That's where that's my place of business right there, Athletic. I train people. I help with memberships. Obviously, like you said, I'm a personal trainer there. I do boxing classes there. So.
That's a nice facility.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the best in Houston, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big, nice facility. That's a real big, nice, big facility.
Yeah. Got everything you need,
I know this Corona done thrown us all off, man. But tell me about getting the NABF title and all that stuff, man. You was at Welterweight when you won that?
What'd you say at the end?
You won the NABF title at Welter?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Tell me about that, man. Who did you fight? Where? When?
Okay, so what set that fight up was me fighting Kermit Cintron earlier that year, right? So that fight kind of just set me up for that.
You fought Kermit Cintron?
Yeah.
Man, how many fights you got?
She only got
11.
14, 1-1, but man, so this is how I got that fight.
I didn't know this, man. Hold on, bro. Tell me.
So it ended up as a no contest. That's probably why you don't know about it.
Okay.
It ended up as a no contest because of a headbutt, an accidental headbutt. I was getting pretty bad, and we collided.
He accidentally headbutted you.
Yeah, 2 times. So the first time we was good, and the second time that we headbutted, it cut him a little bit under his eye, and Pennsylvania state rules is that if you don't make it to the 4th round and a fighter get injured by accidental headbutt, then it can be a no contest. So it was the 3rd round, and he was like, "Nah, I can't fight anymore." So it was automatically a no contest. Now Vegas rules, he would have took an L because the doctor and the referee said, like, you can go. The cut is little as above the eye. You good to go. But he was like, nah.
He figured it wasn't his night.
He got out of there. So it was a no contest.
So that had to give you some marks, though, bro. People had to be looking, fighting a guy like that.
Yeah. So, but even though it was a no contest, it kind of like you said, got me a little exposure. So that set me up with fight in Vegas when I fought Jimmy Williams on Roy Jones card. So another undefeated fighter that I beat in Vegas. He also had a belt. He had like a silver title, a WC silver title, but they didn't put his belt on the line. So I beat him, and that kind of got me a connection in Vegas. They wanted to see me back on Floyd Mayweather card. So that's how I got that fight with Sanjar for the belt on Mayweather card. So that's how that all came about. So I went down there, did my thing, and she won.
Now we was on two cards together in Vegas and in the H right here at the arena, man.
Arena theater.
And I remember, man, I couldn't watch it like I wanted. I was in the back of the swing ball, and I was trying to keep Q warm, but at the same time, you know how the swing shit goes, man. They telling you get ready, and then get ready, then don't do shit. So I wasn't able to see your fight, bro. But you got to draw, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, we didn't come here for no draws, man. What happened in that one, brother?
Man, I had to pull some. I found out a lot about myself that fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to dig deep, man, because before the fight, I started feeling bad, but not too bad. You know, I started feeling like I had like acid indigestion or whatever, like I had and all that. But it wasn't that bad when I was warming up for the mitts. I was like, I'll be all right, you know. So then I was warming up and it started getting worse or whatever. But me, the fighter I am, I'm like, man, I'm gonna get through it. Like, I'm not worried about it. I didn't tell my coach, I didn't tell my pops who was my corner man that fight. I didn't tell nobody. So I went in there, like, first round, I threw my first punch, like, boom, like I had chest burn. Every time I, like, threw something, like, just chest burning, hard to breathe. So I come back the first round, my pops, he noticed it, like, off the rip. He like, what's wrong? I don't want to say nothing out loud. And, like, so the ref, people can hear me, but I'm pointing to my chest. I'm like, chest? He like, what? I'm like, my chest. And he like, hey, you know, you got to go out there and fight. You can't be giving away rounds. I was like, all right. So second round, went out there a little bit better, but still, like, I'm not throwing any punches. And I'm not getting hit, but I'm not
hitting either, right?
Yeah, but, like, you ever see any of my fights, I'm throwing 120 punches around. Like, I'm throwing a lot of punches. So me not throwing any punches is, like, weird. Like, you're not letting your hands go. So the third round, I finally kind of get close enough to my dad to tell him, like, hey, my chest, I can't breathe. My chest is burning. I sit down, and he look at me. He was like, listen. He was like, this your life. He was like, what you want to do? And I was like, man, I need this fight. He was like, it's your life, man. You know what you got to go out there and do. So the last 3 rounds, like, I don't know how I did it, but I was able to go out there and let some shots off, not get touched, hit him, be really accurate with my shots that I did touch him with, and I fought to a draw.
Yeah, and it was an 8-round fight, huh?
It was
an 8-round fight, and the judges had
deal with that for all those rounds. And to be honest with you, the last 2 rounds, which is probably the rounds that got me the draw, because I won the last 2 really big. Man, I couldn't even breathe. To be honest with you, I couldn't breathe at all.
Man, you caught that fight?
Huh?
You caught it, man.
Yeah, I was out there. I was out there right in the front row. Was yours televised? Because I was there.
Mine was actually the first fight. The very first fight.
Like 5 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was televised or not.
I remember when they was like, hey, the DJ ain't set up yet. So I was like, damn.
I tell you, man, when I was younger, I had 2 ulcers, man. And it caused what they was calling acid reflux in the 90s. When this shit first, like, nobody knew they wasn't a name for it that I knew.
Yeah.
And I think people, you know, maybe there's different degrees to how it affects you or whatever, but and I know you ain't making excuses telling me how you feel.
I need to tell you, no excuses, because when I as a fighter, I should have told my coach. I should have.
Well, guess what?
If any
And
fighters
you
look
said
at that
something when you was warming up or feeling that, you could have popped your fucking acid reflux thing. It might have went away.
Because look, after the fight, my manager, he had medication. He has acid reflux. So we got that pill. He
I
gave
do
me,
too. That's why I'm telling you that. I got the pills too.
man, not even 5 minutes later, like all you
No,
like
it went away.
he goes, I thought I had to throw up, but when I threw up, just air came.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I feel like $1 million now.
So
So
that shit hurts. That shit hurts, and it makes you very uncomfortable, man.
man,
Yeah.
when I took that medication, all that air that was in my chest, it all came out, and I feel great. I'm like,
Marquis, I tell my fighters, man, all the time, son, tough ain't enough, bro.
yeah,
If you leaning
we try
on
to be
your
a
tough,
fighter. We
if
try
you
to be,
leaning on your tough, you gonna get fucked off in this business. And
yeah,
that goes for even what you talking about. That wasn't even about the fight. But you thinking I'm gonna just tough it out.
yeah,
Man, what if you lost that fight, man? What if you started regurgitating in the fight and the referee waves it off? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And you said something, maybe they'll give you a acid reflux tablet and that shit would have went away, you'd have been fine.
mm-hmm.
That's why all the time, that's why I'm big on brutal honesty, bro. Listen, I want my fighter even to tell me if he's scared. Because I'll talk you out of scared. I can talk you out of scared, bro. I know how to do that too.
Yeah.
So, but it's important that I know that. It's important that you say, man, coach, my nerd, I don't know what the fuck's going on, bro. Let me walk you down with this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand that's why I made a post yesterday, a funny post, and I put Jamel in the clip where he was bitching and belly aching about people who don't understand boxing, because my post was about it, and it's so much, it's so. You guys are independent contractors, and there's so many things going on at once, bro. And you guys got to perform under all these different situations, man. And a lot of the times, it's do or die. You know what I'm saying? It's like we need this fight. I can't lose this fight, no matter what. So, you know, you got acid reflux. You got your old dead bitch at the house. You got, you know, your trainers beefing with your conditioning, do your high, you know, all these things moving. And then I listen to people give their opinion about boxing. I'm like, man, you so far off about what's going on in this shit that is ridiculous, man. You have no idea. And it's okay if you don't, and you say, well, I'm just a fan of the sport. You know what I'm saying? So it's all right. But folks be acting like they know. Man, you don't know shit, bro. It's a lot of shit going on, man. You don't know how much time this guy had to get fit. You don't know about the last minute opponent switching out. You don't know if the guy who got you the fight is fucking you on the money. Man, you don't know so much shit. And then at the end of the day, you got to perform. So this shit is hectic, bro. And so when I'm talking to fighters, and like when you say, man, and I remember when you said that just now, I remember you telling me that at the fight. Man, I couldn't breathe and everything, but I know the difference between what you're saying and what somebody else, you know.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
Go with this shit. Man, look, bro, there's so much shit going on, you have no fucking idea what these guys go through, man. And if they haven't surrounded themselves or at least that one guy that they know is going to be brutally honest, you know what I'm saying, like your boss did. Say, I hear you, you can't breathe. It's your career. What you want to do?
What you want? Exactly. Yeah. He switched on the light when he told me that. Like, you know, he switched on.
And sometimes it's all it takes, man. Sometimes it's all it takes, man, to get you over the hump.
Yeah, man. Because two of those judges that night scored the fight 76-76.
Yeah.
So without those two last rounds, it would have went the other way. Or without any one of those rounds, it would have went the other way.
And I don't know how I did it, to be honest with you. Every shot, the last 2 rounds, every shot that I landed on him hurt me more than it hurt him. Every shot that I land sent a burnt in my chest so hard. Like every shot is just a heartburn every time, just a burn in my chest. That's why I could never connect more than 2. Like I could wow, but that's like all I could take. I couldn't connect through. I couldn't come back with 3, 4 shots. Just 2 wow, and that's it. And it's a burning sensation. And I move and I smother, so he couldn't touch me. Break up, come back, wow, just try to use my speed to my advantage. But hey, I did it. You know, I got that draw. Like happy with the draw, but the circumstances that I couldn't breathe. I really couldn't breathe the last 2 rounds. I was cool to come out with that and just lesson learned. I can never let that happen again.
Did the mouthpiece cause you problems? Because I know that acid reflex makes you want to gag, or it's so fitted you don't feel it.
So I got the custom mouthpiece that it's just there. Yeah, like I can open my mouth and it's just stuck up.
If you had a Berlin bite or something, man, you liable to throw up, man.
Throw up.
That's
was that your first? Go ahead.
See what I'm talking about? Learning experience. I just learned something.
Yeah.
Because I had acid reflux, and I'm thinking of the fighter fighting with that mouthpiece. And that motherfucker, if you winging it, hey, man.
Man, I got that mouthpiece. It's like a grill. That mug stuck. I can open my mouth. It's just stuck in there. So, yeah, thank you.
I remember along with everything else going bad, when Gerald McClellan fought Nigel Benn, and we all know how that ended. It's horrible, but hell, he didn't even have a mouthpiece that night too, and they put a mouthpiece in his mouth that wasn't formed. And he wrapped his own hands and all kind of shit over it. And it's in England, where the fucking fans are treacherous, bro. They for their guy big time, man. So everything was wrong for G that night. So you know. I don't even see what I'm talking about. Though this is the inside of the shit I'm talking about. That to the average fan, they're not even thinking about. They don't even know that's going on. You know what I'm saying? But then they gonna come tell you who's the the best motherfucker since sliced bread, bro. And you know about this thing, man.
Hey, how do you like fighting in Vegas, man? That had been what, your third fight in Vegas or 4th fight in Vegas?
So that was actually my 4th fight in Vegas. That last one. My first fight was actually like my one and only L was when I went down to Vegas and I fought Ladarius Miller. It's another one of Floyd fighters. That was my one and only L when I went down there. And my second time going to Vegas was
you fought
when I fought Jimmy Williams on a Roy Jones card. And I fought that undefeated guy. And then that was in Vegas. That was at the Cox Pavilion. And then I fought Sanjar. That was at Sam's Town in Vegas.
Yeah.
Then I went back for Jamel in the Mandalay Bay. So yeah, I was like my 3rd time in a row fighting in Vegas.
So you don't want to fight nowhere else but Vegas, huh?
Yeah, I was for some
Marquis, who's your promoter, bro? Are you signed or you freestyling?
King's promotion right now.
Kaufman?
King's promotion with Kaufman.
Yeah.
My promoter right now.
Who's managing you?
Right now, my dad's managing me right now.
Who's the guy I know that be with you? That ain't your dad, right?
Nuh-uh. That's Titus Williams. He's also.
I like that guy, man. He's friendly. Yeah. Man. Every time I see him, it's like a reunion, bro. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
He be with you all the time.
Man. Yeah. He's also my manager too.
Okay. Yeah, he moves like a manager. That's why I was guessing that's who that was, man. So I think, your stablemate, bro. Ain't you and Danielle, y'all stablemates, really?
Mm-hmm.
She finally got that pro win last night.
Pro win that she been wanting for a while.
Yeah, man, that was coming, man, and after the fight, she called out on Jimenez, man, I want to see her get her too.
Yeah. She ready to go for that world title, man. She not even trying to play.
It used to be, but the sport, the sport was way more. It was just different, I guess. But these boys, man, they can't. It seems to me a lot of people's pretending like the female fight ain't deep. Man, I don't think that's true, bro. I think it's deeper than it's ever been.
Well, I think it's getting deeper, and I think they're starting to get more exposure. And I think with the whole boxing thing that's slowed down, now they're able to have a little more attention on it because ain't nothing else really going on, and so now they're getting some of their well-deserved more attention because what else is going on. And hopefully, when shit gets back to normal, all that carries over. And, we continue to support, and they continue to have that following where the sport, the women's division, can continue to grow in support and fans. And
I feel like Eddie Hearn been doing good with that, putting on the skill, ladies, the lady fights on. I'm talking about like the skill fighters. What's
Taylor, Breakers, Taylor.
Breakers, yeah. She actually just lost Breakers. She just lost to
Did you watch that fight?
No, I didn't get to watch it, man. I
watched it. I had it 5-4-1 Breakers, but it was so close that
it was close.
I was rooting for the American, and she won, so I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a rivalry. It was that close. You know what I'm saying? So the few times I seen Breakers fight, she didn't fight like herself either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if Lady Carter or Jessica caused that problem or whatever the case may be, but she was off early and Jessica jumped out to the lead and she had to come and get it back. So anybody who thinks, I ain't gonna argue the scoring. It was that close. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could have won. But where I was going with that girls boxing thing is this. Like, the guys pretending like it ain't as deep as it is, and they trying to say, like, they getting the title shots early. Men's getting title shots early, too.
They got
Lomachenko got this shit after a fight. Man,
you got under
14 fights, and he's a world champion.
See, it depends on your amateur background. That's what they don't understand. It's like just like Lomachenko. Lomachenko came out with his second fight.
Yeah. Over 100.
First fight was against Salido. Like,
yeah,
you gotta understand. Danielle, she's an equivalent to me to like a gold medalist because there's no heavyweight division for like in Olympics right now for women. Correct, but Danielle won the number 1 ranking in the world at another international tournament. So she did the highest thing she can do as a heavyweight female. Right. So she wants to get treated like, Lomachenko, somebody that, was already a gold medalist. Like, hey, I don't need 20 warm-up fights because I did this in amateurs. That same thing, how Danielle's coming. Like, I was gold medalist heavyweight, the best in the world amateur. So why would I need to do 15 fights, 20 fights to get a world title? Like, I'm ready now, So I get what. And if I was like that, if I gold medalist and all this, I'd be the same way. I'd be like, hey, 7 fights, let's go.
Yeah, she's a World Games gold medalist, man. Line them up. It's time to go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of smoke. There's a lot of smoke in the women's division, man. At every weight class too, from the heavyweight down to welterweight all the way down.
Go look at ESPN just put out their women's pound for pound list, and I know most of them. So that usually didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Women, but from Sinisa at 108 pounds and Marlene and them at 108 pounds, all the way up to Danielle, who these gals is, man. It's because they fight, man. Yeah. And the thing about it is, it's incumbent upon them anytime they get a slot on a show or a televised show to perform or have a knockdown drag out. One of the two, because so people keep watching. And I'll tell you this, that McCaskill girl, say what you want about her boxing, it doesn't matter. She's fighting her ass off and trying to win. And to the fans and to the people who matter, who buy the fights, man, that's what they want to see, man. So there was never a point in that fight against Breakers that she wasn't trying to win. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to win. She was chunking them Hail Marys and trying to get her out of there, man. That's all she did. But yeah, man, from down there by Marlene and them all the way to there, these guys are entertaining. Hey, it's a bunch of girls I'd rather watch a fight than a dude. It's some of these dudes with names, bro.
Yeah.
I put the TV off halfway through the fight.
Or fall asleep.
Man, they'll say, Coach, you watching this shit? I say, man, I turned that shit off, man. I'm going to sleep, man. I'm watching the theme song to In Heat of the Night. I'm going to sleep, man.
H-Time, we are live here on Soapbox Podcast with Marquis Taylor, Coach Derek. Man, do you have any experience in the MMA?
No.
I see something on your box record about MMA, man. What's up with that?
So man, at my gym, you know, they got MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, all that. It'd be so tempting because, you know, they be squabbling, man. I'm a fighter, so I like to, you know, it look good, but, you know, they throwing elbows, knees, kicks, but still.
Listen, when I was younger, people try to get me to do MMA, and man, they have no respect for their body, bro. They'll be bending their arms backwards. I just can't. You bend my elbow back or you break my elbow, I'm just gonna go straight to the parking lot, pop trunk, come back. You ain't gonna fuck up my body like that. Boxing, you gotta respect. You know, there's a science to it, and I'm sure, you know, MMA, they'll say the same thing. There's a science to it. There's technique and this, that. But you ain't gonna be putting my arm around my neck and making me tap out and do all that shit. If I'm gonna lose, you're gonna knock me out. That's it.
Yeah, arm bars, rear naked chokes and stuff.
Yeah, all that shit. Fucking cross arms and leg shit now. Oh, kicking me in the face. Oh, hell no. That shit ain't gonna
You know, I'm not the biggest MMA guy. I'm nothing. Don't pretend to know it. But the little I do know, you know, I think parents, if they take them kids that's being bullied and shit, and take them to them jiu-jitsu classes, them grapple classes and shit, bro, I think they're smart because, you know, everybody don't have that skill set to sit there and chunk punches. I mean, that's everything.
True.
That's everything. On every Facebook video where some sucker talk shit gets knocked out after 2 punches.
Mm-hmm.
But them kids, I think that jiu-jitsu, it be teaching them kids how to dive in there, grab on, you know, before somebody get the kick in their ass. And they put you in that wrist lock or something, you know.
Yeah.
On one of them chokes, you know, it'll do well for their confidence, man. You know, they'll know they could defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's I think it's valuable, man. It's just completely different than our world, man. And everybody tries to pretend like those things are interchangeable. But I don't know how many boxers need to go over there and get their ass whipped, or MMA guys need to come over here and get their ass whipped before people realize MMA people don't box, and boxers don't do MMA, man.
I already went in the cage, you know, and sparred with an MMA guy, and I told him, I was like, man, go ahead, do your thing, man. Just don't, you know, no elbows, but you need to do your thing. Just don't go 100%, go about 70%, because I just want to see.
Yeah.
Right.
And man, I ain't gonna lie. He got the kicking. And I started trying to defend the kicks. Then he got the punching. So he kind of whooped my ass. I ain't gonna lie to you, but the same guy, I destroyed him like 20 times in the ring.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I don't feel right. I want to go in your room. You know, I'm gonna get in the cage, put the shin guards on me, put 2 of them on me if you can. He's like, nah, you only put 1 on. I'm like, all right, cool. He got the kicking, punching and stuff. I was like, shit. Respect though, you know what I'm saying? I got in the cage with him. He always get in the ring and spar me. He always
Because they need to know how to punch.
Yeah.
And how to not get hit if possible. But you know, it's such a different skill set, man. Because it's not even, you know, you go and get in the cage is not even in the odds for you. It's giving him the advantage.
Yeah.
The same way he's giving you the advantage when he gets in that boxing ring, you know. I would love to see a real skilled boxer go to MMA route and see what happens. Just because I would like to see that experiment.
I see it too, because Conor already came to boxing, you know what I'm saying, fully. So who's gonna be the first boxer to really go over on that other side and see what they got?
You know how big I am on Clarissa, bro. And she talking about going fight the man. Listen, a lot of you can't be overconfident as a boxer just because you the best.
Yeah.
Because if you think them folk gonna box with you, they're not gonna box with you, man. They're not even gonna almost box with you. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's kind of disingenuous when they be saying, "Well, come over here if you're bad." Come over here if you're bad. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
I got an advantage like you got an advantage. It ain't like you saying, "I come over here and I got 10 years of jiu-jitsu and shoot wrestling and shit." I don't got none of that. So you trying to get me at a disadvantage. Kind of did it because they backed the fucking bank truck up. That's why he did that shit. Anybody can do that. You know what I'm saying? And he's such a salesman that you had millions of fuckers walking around here thinking he had a chance.
That whole press conference and that whole tour, man, was the best part of that fucking fight. Man, they fucking hyped that fight up so much, and it was worth it.
Conor McGregor went 3-0 in press conference. Marquis, shit, I'm Irish, bro. We talk shit, get drunk, and fight. That's what we do. Now I don't do the drinking shit no more, but Conor do. And Conor is a master at the shit talk. So I already knew the press conference was gonna be off the chain, and it was. But Lil Floyd knew if I swing on this motherfucker at this press conference, he gonna tie my fucking leg and I'm fucked. I can't allow that shit, so I'm gonna just sit here, let it go get shit. Because I'm in the ring, you know, which you know, so
truth be told, Mayweather could have finished that fight a lot fucking sooner. And he carried them for most of them for that fight, you know.
Not according to your MMA fans. Oh, they think
shit.
They tell me, Conor McGregor went 10 rounds with the best man in his first fight. That's what they tell me. It's such a different thing, bro. It's so different. And it's proof. That's proof, man. How they look at that fight and thought Conor McGregor was in the fight. Hey, okay. Now
he was out of the fight. I'm
not being an asshole because you put Junior in that cage and watch what happens.
Right, 1,000%.
Right, it ain't gonna go that way at all. So
it's gonna be brutal.
Yeah, man, it's gonna get rough, man. I tell you what, a man who likes to stand there and get leverage on his punches and knows when to bite down and hurt you. You put him through the back, bro. He's like a turtle. He's like a turtle, just flipping around, man. You don't know what to do. And you don't get off the train to grab that fucking arm. You know, most guys in the street, they go to pushing away.
Yeah.
Man, the way the boy grabs that arm, you fuck. It's over with.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Hey, so what we got going on? What we got going on with Roy Jones and Mike Tyson? Did Roy Jones say he didn't want to fight and then came back and said, "We good"? Or what happened?
I just seen that report. They wasn't saying that at first when they said it was postponed to November.
Yeah.
They wasn't saying Jones was saying pulling out. But now that they postponing, they got some, you know, I think they got what's my man with the cut? The Muslim brother who got the cut down his forehead. Badu Jack.
Oh,
yeah.
Badu Jack's on the undercard now. They got a few fights on the undercard. So I'm thinking they're making the ticket worth it, putting some real fights on.
Fights on too, yeah.
Which made it that $50 even more valuable for people to pay it.
Yeah,
but now it came out that Roy was threatening to get out the fight and shit. But bruh, it's all talk, man. Roy wants that money just like everybody, man. So they gonna end up having that thing, I'm sure, unless somebody gets hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They getting all these old schools money to get back in the ring. Oscar De La Hoya talking about to get back in the ring. Now how old is he? He's 47?
Man.
And he talking goo shit, talking about he'd take anybody. I want to see him fight Canelo.
12 years. 12 years. It took you 12 years to.
I want to see him fight Canelo for his contract. If he beats Canelo, he owes him for life.
Don't that make you think Golden Boy is doing bad or something? Why would he have to come out there and put on the show and cash in on his name and shit at 47 years old?
47.
And it makes me think, you know, I think everybody knows Canelo's out of there as soon as his fights is up. He's gonna do the Floyd thing. You know, I promote myself. I don't need you motherfuckers. Which is smart. Which is smart business. Anybody who don't, again, when they don't understand the boxing business, you know, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
So I mean, they got Virgil and Ryan ain't happy. So when Ryan's out of there with Canelo as soon as he can too. So they know what they doing over there. Them boys, the Mexican boys know exactly what they doing, bro. They smart as shit, you know, in this boxing shit. As soon as Canelo gets freed from the zone and that Golden Boy contract, I'm sure he can sign. He can let whoever put his fights out there for a percentage. You know what I'm saying? I'll let your platform put the show out there.
Who can he beat? Who can De La Hoya beat right now? At 154. What are you gonna fight at? 154?
Man, 154 is the deepest division in boxing, man.
That's what I'm saying. Who can he beat?
Nobody. Not none of the top guys. No.
What weight class would he fight at? Is that would it be it, right? Or 160? I don't know.
Man,
to make 47, but
he needs to fight. He needs to fight at no weight class. and do an exhibition like Mike and them's doing. You know, I'm sure Shane will do an exhibition with him.
Yeah, Shane. Yeah, come back. Yeah.
We'll make some money with that, man. Shane beat you twice.
Sergio Martinez just came back and fought. He was 45 and he fought
last night. Well,
Sergio
they didn't promote that, huh? Nah, Sergio Martinez fought last night.
Middleweight. He fought in Spain. He beat somebody.
He stopped the guy, didn't he?
Yeah. Yes, in the 7th round. Jose Miguel Candido.
I wonder what took him so long too. Why did he take such a long break like that?
I don't know. He was commentating, huh? He was making that money. Shit.
Listen, man, when you done made that money at the top, you forget that ass whipping you had quick. You know, it's like Hoyer, right? Hoyer was a great. I know he got a bunch of people don't like him, and I don't know him. And I used to be a big fan, and you know, since he's retired, you know, I don't seem to like. He's like a company dude, almost like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he went from fighter to the motherfucker who employs fighters, but not on the fighter side. Almost, it seems like to me.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. It's two left shoes, man. I'm just telling you what I think because I never met him.
Mm-hmm.
But fighters, man, who achieve their greatness, man, it seems like they always, I'm one punch from changing one shot. I just got, bro, you got to remember them last couple fights, man. It's like Mike, man. We all love Mike, bro, but Mike was broken by boxing them last couple fights, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was sitting on his ass looking up, not knocked out, looking up, saying, man, fuck this. You know what I'm saying? So just because you forget about that and you can still punch hard and think, but luckily they just doing exhibitions. But, a guy like Oscar, man, you forgetting, bro, you got dominated by Pac-Man.
Yeah.
You got dominated, which was a gamble on his part, draining, going back down there to fight the dude and shit. But all you did was put the nail in your coffin because of your age and shit anyway, man. So hopefully Oscar ain't got no leanings. You don't think he's gonna actually be title contention and shit like that. Hopefully it's just the exhibitions and shit. And if he could do a gimmick fight, him and Canelo got that beef. If you can do a gimmick fight like Floyd did with McGregor and shit, and you want to get that ass whooping, because it's gonna be rough as fuck.
Yeah.
If you're willing to do that shit, all right, do it. But
yeah,
you're gonna find out round one.
You're gonna hurt. It's like shit. This is why I retired.
He gonna come back to the corner, and whoever's training gonna be, hey, it's your career, man. What you want to do?
Right, don't retire, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, and that's the sad part, because the last motherfucker who wants you to throw the towel normally is the fighter, especially fighters who attain greatness. You know what I'm saying? Like that glory, I imagine, is hard for them to let go, man. To I just gotta land that one shot, man. That one shot might not come, bro, and you might get ruined as a person. I like to see the older greats. I'm saying old, like De La Hoya. That motherfucker ain't old, but in boxing years, he's ancient. Yeah. And the thing is, I just don't want them guys to get themselves hurt.
Yeah.
It's good marketing. It's good promoting. He's got to keep his brand in people's minds and keeping it fresh. While we waiting for boxing to get to some kind of normalcy and get people back in the fans and get people crunk. I've been watching this basketball, and again, this is something that I said before. It's so important. It's funny how even the fans are underrated. Man, when you putting on a show, whether you're boxing, whether you're playing a sport like basketball or football, and even baseball, as boring as it can be sometimes, the fans are such a critical part of it. The energy that they give and the participants, the fighters or the players, they feed off that shit. Whether they're booing you, whether they're cheering for you, whatever it may be, it's just not the same. And sometimes it could work for your advantage. You can be the opponent, and you go in there and the other guy who's supposed to win doesn't have that energy to feed off, and you can take advantage of that. But I think the fans are such a crucial part of this, and the energy that they bring. I can't wait till I'm sitting in Vegas watching y'all fucking fight. It's electrifying, and it's a huge component that's missing from everything right now, man. And I know they're trying everything. Even in basketball, they got people sitting in the virtual cams.
Yeah.
I think that shit's kind of fucking funny.
Yeah, they start doing that in boxing. Watch.
Yeah. Well, what we got going on tonight? Don't we got a show going on tonight? ESPN, is that tonight?
Sean Porter fight the guy, the real tall guy, Sebastian Fundora. He fighting on that card.
That's tonight?
Yeah, that's tonight. Oh, we got what's his name?
Let me see here.
Justin Deloge versus
When's Alvarez and Joe Smith fight? Is that tonight as well?
That's tonight.
Yeah.
That's tonight.
And then Clay Coward, he on there tonight too, huh? Fighting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Duke Reagan's making his pro debut, huh? On top rank. Duke Reagan from the amateurs.
Duke Reagan, yeah.
Yeah.
Got some good fights tonight, man. Marquis. What you think out of them brothers, man? What them twins doing, bro? They really beefing or what?
Man, they being brothers. Look what it looked like to me from the outside. Being brothers, man. You know,
Yeah, you can't hardly. You can't hardly.
They love each other a whole lot. That's why it's just, you know.
Yeah, man. Jamal went live again last night, man, and had Jamel on another phone and was showing it to the light.
Yeah.
He was showing it to the camera, man. Why you so mad, bro? And I'm like, they got to be playing, man.
Man, they crazy, man.
They talking crazy about each other's old lady and shit, trying to get them to fight. I hope they just playing with that shit, man. Cause I don't think it goes serious, but man, y'all got some, man. I think them they toughest fights coming up to me. Them boys they both fighting bad motherfuckers. You know?
They are, and even if it ain't tough to them, it's definitely their biggest, most important fights. Especially with Mel, he about to unify, and he been wanting to do that, unify all the titles. And
that banana kid ain't no walk in the park, bro.
Yeah, he tough. He tough. Even though I think Mel, he go in there, he do his thing the way he's supposed to do. I think he gonna wash him.
Them boys, man. This is what I tell people when they ask me about it. They in any fight. With anybody, bro. They so big and strong, bro. And commit to punching that if they catch you, they gonna get you out of there, man. So even guys,
that crazy power. I know
even guys who think, all right, this guy, Tony, case in point, bro. Tony was out boxing, man. Even after getting hurt early, he was out in my eyes. Anyway, he was out boxing, but Jamel kept on coming, bro, until he caught him.
Oh yeah.
And so them guys, man.
And his awareness too. His awareness of knowing that he hurt you is like at 100.
Oh, he's all over you. Like, shit, as soon as you wobble a little bit,
he knows when he have you, and it's like when he know he got you, he could be tired, but it's just like that second light cut on after he hurt. He ain't tired no more. He's just gonna come get you. He gonna come get you out of there. He good at that.
Yeah, man.
And you at 100, you at 147 pounds. You what? 6'1", 6'2", 6'1"?
6'1".
There's a lot of smoke at 147 as well. Who we know who you fought, but what kind of action you get in sparring, man? You in there with, because Houston, we got a lot of people that come through to Houston. They go over the main boxing. I know Regis goes out there. Who else goes out there to spar? A lot of big names that go out there. Are you ever up in there sparring with these guys?
Yeah, I spar with how Houston is. Like we all work, from 147 to about 160, 165. We all mix in and work in Houston. You know what I'm saying? Just depending on who I call. Like Coach, me and Q, we sparred over like 50 times. Like ever since Q was number one in the amateurs, we were sparring. I remember when we first got the number one spot. So Austin, Williams, Robert, we all mixed in. We all mixed in pretty well here. Houston, it's turned into a boxing city. It's so much work here. So that's a good thing about staying in Houston too. You always get some work. And remember, at one point in time, I fought 4 southpaws in a row. True story. 4 southpaws in a row. So I had, I was getting work from Ralph, Trouble, from Austin, from Timmy, all the southpaws at Main Street. So yeah, But yeah, I fought 4 southpaws in a row, so shit, I forgot how to fight a right-handed at one point in time. No, a true story, 4 in a row. I was like, dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, but you bring up a good point, man. Houston, and you know, this is something that we like to say too. But you know, I don't think people realize is as you do get a lot of good work in Houston. A lot of good work, you know.
I good work in Houston.
You know, you got places like, you know, you go out to Vegas or California. California, real big on boxing, huge. They have a huge boxing community. So I know that people go out there and they fly out there from all over the country to get in somewhere, or they go to Vegas. That's one of the luxuries here of being from Houston and being in Texas is our boxing community is growing.
Yeah.
And we have our own little, well, not little, but we have our own community where you got some top fighters. You know? And I think that plays to our advantage, you know, because you got other cities and other boxing communities that don't have that work. And so now, when you in here and you sparring the Austin Williams, you sparring, you know the Quintons, the Redmonds, you know, the Austins, and you get in there and, you know, you ready to perform. Well, shit. Sometimes the sparring is a lot tougher than your fucking opponent.
It'd be like that all the time. It's like that all the time.
Your sparring more tougher than your opponent.
And that's how, like, I realized that I was ready to fight a lot of these guys that's on my resume. You know, like, man, their record's pretty good, but my sparring partner, you know, you know what I'm saying? But I got these guys I'm sparring, like when I'm sparring Jamel, he gave me, like, after that, I really had confidence. I'm like, world number 1 right here. He the best. So it's like I'm holding my own. I'm like, man, so. How
tall are the twins? Are you taller than the twins? I think you are.
Like height, like we all like same height, like 6'1", something like that.
Yeah, they big. I would guess 6 foot. Yeah, easy.
Yeah, they like. Yeah, I know I'm 6'1", but they like big though. I'm like,
yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, they not skinny at all.
No.
We got a viewer asking a question. Stephen Harvey asking, who y'all got, Lomo or Theo?
Man, I'm a Theo fan, but you know, the boxing in me saying Lomo gonna get it, but the fan in me saying, man, I like Theo over, you know, so
it's gonna be a test for Theo.
Yeah,
and it's gonna. I think it's gonna be one of those. I think it's gonna be one of those pivotal fights. It's almost at the level, you know, when Canelo fought Mayweather, it was okay. What am I gonna do after this? And we all see what Canelo's done. So I think it's gonna be a good fight, both.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight right here. I can't wait. I've been waiting for it.
My opinion, if Lomo beats him, it's gonna give him a little more credibility. Because, you know, everyone's always talking about his record. He ain't fought no one. He only has, how many fights he got? 16, 17 fights? So, well, what do you think, Coach?
Well, I'm team Tio. I'm rooting for Teofimo. I ain't gonna pick him though.
Yeah.
I want him to knock him into the second row. But
yeah.
You know, the good thing is the one guy who gave Teofimo problem was length and height, and Lomachenko ain't got that. So Lomachenko's gonna have to be on his best behavior defensively because the bomb's gonna come at it. When you're a puncher, you know, you always think you can get it, you know, and so I really don't see that young boy choking. Like when he starts missing them shots, I don't see him quitting, you know, getting frustrated or nothing. I see him keep on trying to chunk, you know. So, I mean, I'm rooting Teofimo, man. If you put a gun to my head, I guess I'd pick Lomachenko to win. But
I had to bet money. I feel like if I had to put money on it, and I will.
But But if Teofimo catches him, I'm not shocked and surprised at all.
No, yeah.
So if you team up though, if you're Lopez, what's your fucking thought process when Lomo says right? Because first it was a money thing. He says, "Nah, I want more money."
That was smart, by the way. That was smart, by the way. Everybody talked about it, but he got himself an $800,000 raise. So
hold up, right? The other, but you know, we're talking. You know, you brought up even in your post yesterday and a couple of days ago, right? There's a lot of ways to get out of a fight, right? So maybe he was trying to get out of the fight and says, "I want more money," right? So you don't think so?
I don't think Triple G was trying to get out the second Canelo fight. I think he was extorting money. Just
what do you what's your mindset? As a fighter, you're sitting here saying, "Now I want more money," and Lomo says, "Fuck it, take it out of my fucking purse. I can pay him whatever he needs to fucking be paid."
You think I won one battle in the war? I already won one battle. Let's keep going. Listen, man.
Who won that battle? Lomo or
Teofimo? Teofimo. They ain't gonna have no fucking audience and shit. This motherfucker got a damn near $1 million raise off of saying no. Look, man. That's what I'm saying about the business of boxing, man. Mm-hmm. The fans ran. As soon as Teofimo said, "Man, pay me more," right? And I'm not a fan of the diva shit. I'm not a fan of that. Mm-hmm. Somebody told Teofimo, I don't know who, we can get more money. Still, we gonna get more money, and they did. But when Teofimo said that shit, all the fucking fans came. Oh, he's ducking. Soon they broke bread with him. I'll meet you there. 7 o'clock, Vegas, I'll meet you there, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Well, I love the fact that Lomo said, "Fuck it. We're not gonna fucking make a big deal about it, or we're not gonna go back and forth about money." He said, "Fuck it. Take it out my cut. I want this fucking fight to happen." It wasn't played out, you know, and it wasn't played out as a thing from his camp as far as, oh, he just wants to duck or this, that, or another.
What choice he had?
Lomo wants to fight him, and Lomo wants to fucking beat him.
What choice do Lomo have? Who else he was gonna fight?
No, shit. You're giving up $1 million to fight out of your pocket. He wants to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what choice he had?
Shit, sit down, relax, go on fucking vacation. The shit's gonna be over soon.
He get paid nothing.
It's not like
he get paid nothing. Ain't get paid nothing. That boy is 36 years old, man, or something like that. 35 years old, man.
How much does he make?
He's at top rank.
He's making $1 million too, right, off the fight?
Oh, I'm sure he's making a couple million, but
yeah.
My point is this.
30 or 35? 30, right?
I think 30. My point is this. He's at top rank. The other super featherweight or junior, whatever, is Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
Who else he makes that money on? Nobody.
He can't get that money off nobody else. He needs Teo.
And Lopez knew that, man. And so he used it to his advantage. Listen, what I'm telling you, man, is nobody was ducking nobody. Both of them boys want to fight. And Lopez seen a way to get more money. Now, does the Lopez camp say, this is the biggest fight of my career, this is a dangerous fight, this is a fight I can lose, so we need to make all the money I need?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real. But that's real. I'm gonna tell Marquis. I'm Marquis's trainer. Marquis got this fight. We done got a Canelo lottery pick, right? Bruh, if it's up to me, we not pulling no Caleb Plant bullshit. We gonna stay in the contract, and we gonna, what the fuck you fighting for? If you ain't trying to, this is life. This is your family change money.
Yeah.
This is you finna probably make $5 million, man. The fuck you get ready?
Yeah.
You better get ready.
Don't get ready.
You a fighter. Look, man.
We're in a sport for fights like that, man.
Right. And Lopez, and what I'm telling you is Teofimo knows this is one of them kind of fights for him. Mm-hmm. And being a top ranked guy, it ain't like he can just fucking go fight the guys at PBC and shit anyway, or whatever, matchroom. He got to fight, and just so happens the top dog in his division is also in his promotional statement. So let's fight. Listen, man, that was smart business. Hey, it ain't my fault if you don't understand how the business works. That's on you. That ain't on me. I knew that kid wasn't afraid to fucking fight no more when he was all in the streets calling him out and shit. He talked himself into a paycheck, brother.
Mm-hmm.
That's just good business sense. Now, how the fight turns out, I think we all agree. You gotta lean towards Loma and having to pay this motherfucker $1 million of your money might even kick his ass. But at the same token,
that's what I'm saying is you can't have any fucking doubt in your mind. If I that's like me saying, man, line this motherfucker up and pay him $1 million out of my motherfucking pocket because I'm gonna whip this motherfucker's ass and shut his mouth because he has been fucking calling me out in the fucking street, been fucking talking himself into this fucking fight. And I'm so confident that I'm gonna pay him $1 million out of my fucking purse.
No.
1,000%.
No, bro. You don't pay a motherfucker $1 million unless you got to.
Yeah.
You ain't got no other choice, bro.
Yeah.
There's no other opponent out there, man. Now
I want to know how much he's making on this fight.
The price is out there. It's like 2.5, 2.7, 2.8, something like that.
Something like that.
That was reported. Listen, man, Lomachenko is as confident as you saying.
Yeah.
Not because I'm so confident I'm gonna get his fucking dude $1 million. I'm giving him $1 million so we can fight because I ain't got no other fights, man.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the business of boxing, bro. Listen, don't nobody fucking say. Again, it was like Canelo G2. You motherfuckers thought I was cheating. Y'all blaming everything, and I did bad in the fight. Pay that bitch. I'm gonna go get him. And that's what he did. He got in there and backed the fucking boy up and beat the shit out of him. And he's only 5'7". That was inspiration. But even Canelo didn't have no choice. That was the big fight. Who else am I gonna fight?
Yeah.
We just doing the ring, so pay him the fucking money. So he's as confident.
It's not even that much. So
you don't pay a guy $1 million unless you got to, man.
Well, he's not paying him $1 million neither. Lomo could make 1.5 million after Lomachenko. Theo could make 1.5 million after Lomo agreed to reduce his purse from 3.25 million from 3.5 million. So $250,000. That ain't shit when you're talking about the millions. So that's a big difference between a million and 2,500.
We in America. Nobody knows who's paying Bob Arum from fucking Russia. How much they paying for that fight?
Yeah.
They can find that 800,000 wherever and give it to him. Listen, it was Lopez's business to get the most he can get, and he did. So that's all that shit is. Man, look, there's foreign rights, closed circuit. They might even be doing it in the movie theaters. I see the theaters is open again. Listen, man, there's money coming from everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. It ain't the money you want because of the game. But
like if it weren't for this COVID, man, it'd have been millions and millions of fans.
They both would have made more money. Right?
Yeah.
It just is what it is. But I tell you this. Teofimo Lopez is sitting in that gym punching that fucking heavy bag, believing he's gonna do it to Lomachenko. Right? Mm-hmm. He wasn't trying to get out of that shit. He thinks he's gonna knock his ass out.
Yep, sure do.
Let's go see, man.
To be honest with you, I didn't think he was gonna knock Comey out. When he did Comey the way he did, that's what really turned me into a fan. I was like, oh yeah, this kid real.
Yeah, because
Richard Comey was no joke.
I wasn't the biggest. I didn't know everything about Comey that there was to know, but I knew he could fight. And Teofimo steamrolling him like that. Nobody seen that coming. So
no.
Where were we? I think that was the night. I think that was the weekend that Robert fought. And when was that? When was that Theo fight? About a year or 2 years ago?
About a year.
A year ago. I think that was the fight. I think that was the night that Robert fought out in Austin on that Underwood card because we went out to eat either before
I don't remember shit. I don't remember.
Fuck, man. They gonna fuck him up.
All right, Marquis, give me your top 3 pound for pound, bro. Right now, in the game.
Of all time,
right now.
Right now, 3 pound for pound. Number 1, I gotta go with Canelo being number 1 top pound for pound, probably. Then after that,
ain't no wrong answer, bro.
I think
that's how stacked boxing is right now.
yeah,
That's how good boxing is.
A lot of the 3. Say Canelo.
It's tough.
Tough. Canelo, Crawford, Terrence Crawford, and Loma, probably. It's my top 3 right now.
There's some bad boys, all of them, bro. You who's your favorite fighter? So who's your top 3 all time, bro?
All time, Muhammad Ali is number 1. Top 3. Muhammad Ali being number 1. Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorite.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And who's my 3rd? Andre Ward.
That's a bad boy, man.
He
didn't ascend to the heights.
Mm-hmm. But real
that historically he should have, to me, in my opinion. And that dude he's competitive in any generation of any boxing era to me. And he even flew under the gun with me for years. You know what I'm saying? Just till I woke up and was like, man, this fucking guy is, bro. He's well, he can't, he knows how to fight. Period. So yeah, man, Andre Ward, bro. He was a special dude, bro. I think he should have been, with his smile and his persona and shit, he should have been Ray Leonard big to me, man. But again, who knows?
He didn't believe in that part of the game. I say he just really was just like.
Well, you know what I say it is, Marquis? We in a reality TV show life. If it ain't trash, don't sell. He ain't. Andre Ward's a family man. You know what I'm saying? Talks about his family, God, and stuff. That don't sell, man.
Exactly.
It's sad, but it's a different era than it's ever been as well.
Hey, who you got on this Spence Garcia fight, man?
I got Spence.
Yeah. Have you seen?
That's a fight I wouldn't bet on either, though, because Spence coming out the accident.
Have you seen him since the accident?
Yeah.
How's he looking? It's tough, man. Shit. You escaping that fucking accident?
Yeah, that's tough. I wouldn't bet on it because we don't know. We don't know. And Danny's hungry. Danny want that title. Danny, his last 2 fights was close. Like it's close. So he wanted Danny trying to get over that edge. You know what I'm saying? He had a close fight with Porter and one time, what's his name? Thurman. Yeah, so he, I know he hungry. He trying to, make the most out of this opportunity. So, man, I feel like it's gonna be a good fight. But it's Spence. If he come back and he's still the same Spence, then I got Spence. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm such a fan of who Earl seems to be, but man, I'm not gonna pretend like if your head bounces off the concrete so hard that it breaks your fucking teeth off this shit. I'm not gonna pretend like that's regular. You know, that's just something you just get over, man. I hope it is. I hope it is. I hope he's back to normal and shit. But I couldn't gamble on that fight either, man, because people forget Danny Garcia can fight, man.
Yeah.
And just because he had a couple rough outings where he was leaning on, you know, he thought he was a knockout artist. You know what I'm saying? Well, okay. But what says this don't inspire Danny to get back on his boxing shit?
Yeah.
And if knockout comes, it comes, but he's trying to win.
Win.
And if Earl can't take the shots he used to take, you know, who knows, man? I'm like you. I'm rooting for Earl. I want him to win, but I can't pick one out there.
You know, you posted something the other day that Quentin had said in an interview, and one of the things that I was concerned about was, you know, him taking on this big fucking fight, you know, right after the accident. You know, I thought, well, wouldn't the smart thing to be was take a couple tune-up fights, you know, see where you're at. And Randall said something that makes sense. You know, well, why take a risk on a nobody or on a tune-up fight and get exposed and not get that paycheck versus fighting a big name.
Yep.
And if, you know, if things ain't changed, if you are who you are, then, you know, you move forward. But
people forget. People forget it was like 2 months, 3 months after that accident, and WBC was talking about stripping. Remember that? We're gonna strip. If he can't fight for a year, he's gonna strip. So is he being made to get in the ring if he wants to keep his titles, or is he being hard-headed, or is he normal? You know what I'm saying? There's three possible things there.
Yeah, that we wouldn't know.
EJ could feel like, man, I'm straight. I feel the same way I always felt. Let's go. Or, man, why fucking lose to some bum when I can make the most money? You know, who knows, bro? You don't fucking know, man. And these are the things about boxing, man. Them are the moving parts that only Earl knows and Derek knows, you know, and I'm sure his dad and them know if they feel like he's risking everything or not. You know what I'm saying? You don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I hope he's the normal, though.
I'm rooting for him. I think it'd be a great fucking story. You know, you get this accident, you walk away from it, and you come back, stay on top. But it's gonna be a test for sure.
Absolutely, man.
Man, well, Marquis, bro, we appreciate you coming on the show, man. It's been a blast having you on talking boxing.
Sure.
Where can people find you as far as social media and stuff?
Social media, follow me on Instagram at MARQ_Taylor, MARQ_Taylor, and on Twitter too, Marvelous_Keys, Marvelous_QUIS. Yes, sir.
Marquis, are you you in a relationship? You married and shit? Got kids or something?
No, I ain't got no kids. No.
Are you in a relationship?
Yeah.
Okay, no, man. I was gonna ask you something about a girl getting shot in the foot, man.
Oh,
Never mind. All right, brother. Let me get out of here, man. Appreciate it. And dude, don't think, bro. It just dawned on me when I messaged you. I said, Marquis, come on the show, bro. I just don't be thinking, bro. You know, some people like, you didn't do it, but some people be like, damn, coach, you don't ask me to be on. I'm like, motherfucker, why don't you come be on the show? I asked Manny, I drive myself nuts trying to think of who we can get on the show. You know, I know most everybody and use them, and then a guy like yourself that I know. I didn't even fucking think that. I said, man, let me call Marquis. I seen you. What it is, you posted something on IG, and I said, fuck, Marquis, bro, come do the show, man.
Yeah, yeah.
How you getting, man? it, bro.
So everyone else who's watching as well, man,
Yeah, I don't want people to think.
Yeah,
I don't want people to think you picking and choose. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. We want everybody to get their shine and do the show, man.
Yeah.
For sure. I appreciate it, man. My pleasure, man.
We appreciate it, man.
When you get the thing and stuff, man, we're gonna promote your fight, man. Whatever you got going on, you know that.
Okay. For sure. As soon as I get you guys know, man.
Yeah, let us know what the next fight is.
It was I tell you, it was going so good. The show, man. I had Earl on hold, man. And he told me, he said, Coach, man, put me on live because I'm finna tell the whole world whether I'm hurt, whether I'm ready, or it's a money thing. But we ran out of time, man.
So apologies to Earl Spence. He's in backstage. You're gonna have to talk to Marquis. He took up all your time, but hopefully we get you in next week, man.
All right, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Your boy, man.
Yo.
We'll holler at you. Peace.
All right, peace.